Hello. So I am going to make sure I look over here and read and share with you the talk I did on Thursday. Now, the first part is in a different video, just to confuse things, because I opened with a confession. So if you wish to listen to that, that'd be useful because it kind of then makes sense to the first part of the talk. So here we go. I have found strength in facing my lies and confessing them to you. But my talk is about truth. And to tell the truth, I have to say, I lied. I've been sold to you as a woman of philosophy. So in the lead up to this event, I explored all the big questions. Of course. What should I wear? How should I style my hair? Do I walk on? Should I shimmy? What if I hold the microphone too close? What if I don't hold it close enough? What if they all think I'm an idiot? And then I pondered and thought, oh, blow it. I'll just walk and talk. I had zero clue about what was going on in my philosophy A level. I pronounced the great Greek philosopher's name, Socrates, as Socrates. Do not quiz me on his theory. I will need a min to Google it. It's no surprise then that I came out with an N and a U. So how does this qualify me as a philosopher? Well, it doesn't. But I don't need to have a qualification or a grade to say I'm a philosopher. Can't even say it. I am one. My name's in it. I question. I've always questioned. I've questioned since I was a kid. And kids are our greatest philosophers. Way more than those Greek dudes. One of my earliest questions was, if I have a sister, can we call her Sophie? My next question was, why didn't I have a sister? But the biggest question that has been with me since being a kid is, why do I have to go to school? As an adult, it has grown and emerged into, why do we educate the minds of tomorrow with the ways of yesterday? The questions I asked as a kid were shut down by those around me. It's what they'd always known. They hadn't thought to question it, so I wasn't allowed to question it because they didn't have the answers. Not for the questions I was asking. Why do we have to learn logic? Why do we have 5 days on for 2 days off? Although now that's increased, isn't it? No one rarely gets a day off these days. That's a bad return in my book, especially in business. Do the figures. Why do I have to wear a uniform? Why do I have to eat that disgusting food? Why is no PE and art used as a threat when I don't pass my spelling test? Why is there not more play? Why do we have to be punished in such a shameful way? And why did Miss Wright forget my birthday sweets on my birthday week? I was lied to. I was told if I did as I was told, sit still, do my work, complete my homework, fill up my national record of achievement, you 90s kids know what I'm talking about, study stuff I don't enjoy, big fat lie, the whole lot, I would reach the promised land of Successville. What even is Successville? Basically, don't ask any questions. My curiosity was shut down, as was my voice. When as a child you speak your truth and your truth is denied by the adult gods around you, you begin to deny you. The fractured self emerges. A new front of house appears. Your pretend self, who will carry you through the places you don't want to be. I didn't read that very well, did I? Anyway, so the fractured self emerges, a new front of house appears. Your pretend self, who will carry you through the places you don't want to be. Before I became Pretend Sophie, and I do wish I thought of a sassier name, Malibu Sophie, I made a promise to myself. Here's that promise, the promise I made to myself when I was about 6. When I have kids, I will never, ever, 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 ever send them to school. I feel like this is a Jackanory. Now, I didn't know what that meant at that age. I just felt I do not want my kids to feel how I felt. It will be unfair of me to lay this all at the school's door. It was a concoction of many happenings. Plus, at that age, I'd found out the man I thought to be my dad wasn't my dad. I had a story, but I wasn't allowed to share it. There's more of that on my website, raisinganarchists.com. And if there isn't, there will be. The school bus window was where I daydreamed. You weren't allowed to daydream at school. FYI, if a kid is daydreaming, they're probably processing that their dad isn't their dad, or whatever else is going on in their life away from school. Let them daydream. They are processing. They are creating a magical land of unicorns or Malibu Sophies. What's crazy is we're now educating the benefits of mindfulness and meditation to children and adults. I knew that shit as a kid. But it was through play or movement or sound, what's seen as disruptive, chaotic, or it was wanting to watch clouds, seen as lazy. You don't have the words as a kid, you're just a bundle of feelings, which is why you move and make sound and want to climb trees or eat the sand or do handstands all day. I didn't want to be on that bus. Going to that place in that uniform, looking like 300 other kids in that conformist attire, branded with a logo on our right breast of who we represented. Yet it didn't represent who I was. I wanted to be left to play, wander, question, left to be who I felt was me. I trusted myself to grow, breathe, roll, see, smell, grab, walk and talk to this point. Now I was learning to doubt and question my growing abilities. I'm inviting you to question the constructs you are carrying from childhood. What words from your youth could be let go of? Or even adulthood? Should is probably one of them. But I will not say you should do that. It is your path to carve, not mine to tell you how. Summerhill. So I kind of get the promise about not sending my kids to school, but then I discovered Summerhill when I was 12. And I couldn't shut up about it, but it wasn't a school I would be permitted to go to. I'd have to wait to send my kids there. Summerhill is a world famous school hidden in Leiston. It is a place where a child has the freedom to learn and a licence to live. In layman's terms, children don't have to go to lessons if they don't want to, but you can't play your drums at 2 o'clock in the morning. There's so much more to it, and there's other videos that I've gone into detail about Summerhill, but it's way more than not going to lessons. But I'll give you a brief insight, because I'm sure the burning question you're all now thinking of is, yeah, but surely if kids don't go to lessons, they will learn nothing? In that exact voice, I have no doubt. A question I'm asked regularly. First off, I'm going to pop my philosopher's hat on, just to show you that N and U can do one. And my philosophy teacher will now be finally so proud of my contemplation and words. Not that I'm seeking for her approval, FYI. You can't learn nothing. By the very definition of learn, you will always learn something. To understand something, you must... No, sorry. I even wrote this, I should bloody know it, to my greatest contemplation, to understand nothing, you must know that something exists. We believe that nothing has no value. But what is nothing? Nothing is space. It's a void. And what happens in a void? Something. As humans, we grow in a void. Something will grow from nothing. We have put way too much value on learning logic to pass tests to measure us against other people, not recognising us for the individuals we are and the magic we can gift the world. What if we put value on the discovery of instinct, intuition, wisdom and self? Yes, my kids could spend their whole careers not going to a single lesson, but it's not always a lesson that you learn in. Even kids in schools, and I can vouch for this because I was in one, just because they're in a lesson doesn't mean they're present and learning. It just means they're there. Summerhill has taken me beyond my edges. What have I done? Am I mad? What if they can't grasp reading and writing? What if they don't have lunch? What if they drink Coke and like it? What if I don't do this and they are moulded into who they think they should be? I trust my kids to grow in the womb that is Summerhill. They will discover their own journey, their own way to learn, and make the dots up themselves. And I can already see it happening. In my contemplation, I have realised that my life has been laced with anarchy, and my philosophy is based a lot around anarchism. Anarchy has liberated me from my internal constructs. Anarchy isn't as scary as what it's been sold as. It is about the liberation of self, the freedom of the individual, working as a community, self-governance. Whether that's externally or internally, it's breaking down your own internal hierarchy, challenging it, kicking out the neurotic prime minister that's keeping you hostage inside. If it can start with you, it will ripple out. I have challenged the status quo. This has been my journey. It was meant to be my journey. I've only got a few little bits that I'm going to share in here because there's quite a few. There's so many acts of anarchy that have happened in my life. But anyway, the key ones are, I landed a job in radio at 15 for my work experience. This was without the assistance of teachers helping me or grades or anything I was capable of. This was thanks to persistence. Calling, letters, hounding. That week's work experience led me to a part-time Saturday job where I became a supporter to the DJs, to the presenters, recording football commentaries. And if you know me, I hate football commentaries, so I did anything to be on that radio. That led me to another job in radio when I was 19. I did an art degree. I did lose that job. I found freedom, but I was there for 2 years and I learned all I could. I did an art degree in my 20s with no art experience or qualifications, but with a portfolio I rammed together in the space of a week. The way I make a living at the Jelly Hut, a nail and brow studio, is not thanks to years in the beauty industry. In fact, I bit my nails right up to my course, and I'd only ever had my nails gelled once. I didn't have a trust fund or a stack load of cash to send my kids to Summerhill. I have found the money myself. What I'm saying is this. If you can confront the burning shame carried in the stories you tell yourself thanks to the echoes of others from your external world. I can't draw, I bite my nails, I have zero idea about philosophy, I don't know how to run a business, I failed all my examinations. If you can unearth the power in these, I've lost where I am. If you can have the power, where am I? This is why I should have just learnt it, shouldn't I? If you can unearth the power in these tales you tell yourself, you will unearth infinite possibilities. See, I did know it. You grew yourself. Now, imagine what awesomeness you can do. And then I finished off with a reading from the Prophet, which I'll share in a photograph so you can have a read yourself. Thanks for watching. See you soon.